Okay, legends, welcome back to the channel with another Etheria restart video. In this video, we'll be talking about the alternatives for Lily. If you don't have a Lily on your account, there's different characters that you can play depending on what you need on your runs or on your account. So basically, there are some characters that will fill the gap of Lily, and we've seen them that are being played a lot, and accounts that does not have a Lily, and they're absolutely doing fine. Now let's talk about Lily in specific. The most important thing that people want with Lily for most of the runs, which is her twin trick with her second skill. So her second skill buffs your speed of your entire team, plus gives you the ability to start with your carry and do the damage. Now, what do you do after that? You go with her ultimate, so you reset the cooldown of the skill of your carry. And if you can go with the ultimate again if it's a low cooldown. If it's a high cooldown, because it reset it for one turn. I think it's one turn, the cooldown goes for one turn. And if you max it out, she might reduce it for all of the skills. Now, the other thing is the twin trick. You go and hit with her, they follow up with an attack. That will help you with the DPS and wraps it up and makes it faster. Now, the other solutions that you will have, and depending on your runs, yes, we'll be talking about that, because it's not always that you need only the speed. Not always you need the attack or resetting the cooldown or the follow-up damage. For the Dot team, sadly, she's best in slot for support, because you're going to go and bind her with Shadow Sanya, which we don't have on our account, or with Fungus. And whenever she attacks, they attack and they will deal the dot damage if they high on accuracy. This, we don't have any solution for that. What you can do is, some people that are smart, that they don't have a Lily, they have Shadow Sanya or Fungus, they're playing Bramble on them. Whenever they take damage, they have a 25% chance to go and retaliate and counter and apply the dot as well. So they take attack, they attack and apply the dot, and then they're gonna go and attack themselves and apply the dot. This is one solution for the twin trick that you might not have when you go and bind her with somebody with her second skill. So if you don't have the twin trick, one of the solutions is Bramble. It's not a unit, because there's no other unit that does what she does with her twin trick. So it's Bramble set is your best option so far. And we've seen many Inferno clears with Bramble because they didn't have Lily. Now, the other best option in the game right now, and yeah, you will hate it, but so far, whoever rerolled and didn't know the power of Doyoki. Doyoki is basically Lily on steroids, right? She even buffs speed on your lineup and turn meter pusher more than Lily. She's better than Lily in that area, all right? So she will buff the turn meter of everybody. First of all, you're going to use it on someone. Someone will go at the start of your line, just like what Lily does, and she gives speed buff for everybody on your team, and she keeps proccing them over and over. And if she can give you the data stream, I think, or the backup. The backup is the one that she clears debuffs. So whenever you have debuffs, she removes one backup and clears it. So this is a good team. Instead of playing different characters to cleanse debuffs, you can play her for cleansing. You can play her for turn meter and speed manipulation, which is absolutely phenomenal. And she recycles really, really quick on your lineup. So you can go turn after turn. You can go 2 turns with all of your units before your enemy even attack you, which is really absolutely incredible, especially if you have a defense down unit. This is an option for turn meter boosting, and it's not a budget. The budget option so far, I will talk about 2, but mainly the best one so far is having Chiaki the Echo. Now, Chiaki the Echo, everybody are playing her that they don't have Lily to boost turn meter, and she buffs your attack as well. And her passive also buffs your attack. So consistently, you will be on attack up on your units, and you're gonna go and defeat your enemies with the damages, with the turn meter push that will give you. She doesn't increase speed, but she pushes turn meter for everybody on the lineup, so you can go first. And if you have somebody that gives you speed buff, that will help a lot. But if you don't have, you can recycle her with her ultimate, because her cooldown on her ultimate is 3 rounds. It means every 3 rounds you can go and push your turn meter. This is one of the best options that you can use as free to play. Now, if you don't want to build Chiaki the Echo, you don't have the lattice to go and upgrade her ultimate maximum, which I did before I got Freya. Freya is a good option whenever you take a buff or you have a debuff. You can use her to push your turn meter. So basically her passive, which is here, which is the Dreamweave, I think. No, it's the Dream Guide. Whenever you apply buffs on your lineup, you push them for every single different buff by 3% in their turn meter, or in their turn meter. So this is like a speed boost, but not a speed boost. And every time you land a debuff on your enemy, she also trigger that and buff your turn meter push, and you can go before your enemies. She's defensive, offensive. She gives you an attack buff, defensive buff, which is really, really huge. And she's a great unit. Now, the cheapest option that you can use in the game right now, which is My friend did that and he cleared Inferno, and he's a happy dandy with that because he doesn't have a Lily, is number 41. Yes, he built her maximum 6 stars, full on speed, and as you see, even on 6 stars, she's low on speed, but he made her the speediest unit on his lineup. He got lucky with his rolls on speed, and now he can use her turn meter, just like Chiaki the Echo, she does with her turn meter, pushes everybody by 20% on your team and give everybody an attack buff, which is really great. And it's also a cooldown of 3 round cooldown that you can use it consistently. Plus she heals, plus on some certain bosses that heals, you can apply her wounds. So you can basically attack a unit and do wounds on them. This is not super important, but it can come handy at some point. She does heal as well and give you heal over time. So she's a support. You don't need a healer. You don't need an attack buffer on your lineup if you have her. You don't need a turn meter pusher. You can use her instead of all of these 3. She will be absolutely amazing for that. And we've seen Inferno clears with her, which is absolutely nice. Now, let's talk about cooldown reduction. The best thing about her, for some stages that you want to go and reduce the cooldown of your skills on your enemies that have Twin Trick with her, which is her ultimate. Her ultimate is absolutely nice. And we don't have a specific one that does exactly the same, but they are completely similar. One that does exactly completely the same. I think 2 of them can do that. One of them is having Beyond 10. Where is my beautiful Beyond 10? I think she's the last one. So Beyond 10 also does cooldown reduction. So if you can see that, she also not only cooldown reduction, but revives the unit that is dead as well, and give them the cooldown reduction. Or she can, without reviving, she can just give them cooldown reduction, okay, if they're still alive, which is absolutely nice. And she buffs all of your crit damage and your attack, which means she is a perfect buffer. She's a perfect recycling unit for your abilities. So you can target your units, and it goes on for turn cooldown. If you play her with Timeweave, which is the set, I will be talking about this set as well. Just like Bramble, it's the only one that you can counter for consistently landing the debuffs on the enemies. This one, you can play her with Timeweave, her and different characters. So your solution, again, if you don't have anything to recycle your skills, what gives you cooldown reduction? 2 things that you can use actually, which are 1, Halloween. If you have Halloween, it will give you cooldown reduction. If you don't have Halloween, you have something like... I think one of these here. Which one was it? Is it Blizzard? Blizzard. What is it? Okay, 60% chance to reduce a cooldown of 1 random skill on your cooldown, which is really good. It's a 60%. If you don't have it, or if you want to build the better one, which is 80%, if you can go and build Halloween. This is another option that you can do. Now, if you don't have this as well, you can go for Timeweave. And Timeweave is your best option actually to reduce the cooldown. You have 35% chance every time you have a turn to reduce a cooldown for your skills. Now, every turn that you get your skill, not on cooldown like the shell. Halloween have 3 turn cooldown, I think. Is it a 3 turn? It's a 3 turn cooldown. But for your Timeweave, it's every time that you're gonna go and get a chance or get a turn, you're gonna go and reduce your cooldown. So by every turn, you're gonna have that. It doesn't have a cooldown. So these are 2 options that you can do that, plus Beyond 10. Now, if you don't have Beyond 10, I think the other option, which will be Chiaki, I think the other no, it will be the Wisher, which is Dorothy the Wisher, right? So, Dorothy the Wisher, okay, she's not cooldown reduction. Actually, she's a turn meter booster and the crit damage buffer, just like the turn meter that you boost, but it's a major boost on your turn meter. It's a 50%, I think, 50% chance, which is really, really huge for her as well. If you don't want to play Chiaki the Echo, she doesn't buff your attack. She does buff your crit rate and crit damage, but she gives you lifesteal, which I think, in my opinion, is worth to be played, because many lineups we play Valerian, and Valerian will give you the attack buff, prioritize the attack buff before giving you the defensive buff. So this would be absolutely huge for you if you want to boost your crit rate, boost your crit damage, and give yourself some lifesteal. Converts 20% of the damage that you deal back into HP, so you can run without a healer. You can run, if you want, your carries safely with having Valerian, and you're having Dorothy the Wisher on your lineup. This is another example that you can do that. Now, some certain scenarios, they're running somebody that, because you can't recycle your skills, you can't push your turn meter right now. And I saw this on Vulcan channel. Go and visit his video. I will link it down in the description for finishing or defeating Inferno on Nikonana. Okay, so they are defeating it with using Vice. And this unit, I will be building him, not because only Inferno, because also the Ember Trek. For Ember Trek, he will be the cheapest unit for you to build if you don't have a Lily, and he will help you a lot. Now, if you have Lily, of course, it will help you a lot using him as well. So basically what he does is attack down on his ultimate, which is really good, and it has a cooldown of 3 turns. And his main skill is the auto attack. With his auto attack, he has a percentage or a chance to taunt the enemies, okay? 30% chance to taunt the enemies at maximum level if you level it up. And taunting the boss, which allowing the boss not to do an AoE skill or their skills and just auto attacking him. Now, if you land a debuff on the enemy, which is the attack down here by him, or land the taunt, which is considered a debuff, he will trigger his passive and heal himself. Now, if he's on maximum HP, the excess healing goes to other units on your lineup, so he acts as a tank, taunter, healer, but you need to build him high on effect accuracy and a little bit on HP or defense, and play on him some shells that can save you on defense. I think the best shell to run on him is running him on defense, playing the artisan, and buffing his defenses and giving him a shield, and for the lowest character on your lineup with HP, and this will save your lineup and save your runs. Now, why I'm talking about that, you're gonna be like, where are you getting all of this from? I'm getting all of this from the people. I watch how they play. Sometimes I go into the official Discord, I watch them how they clear things. Let's go into the Ember Trek. Let's check the rankings on the hardest mode. This player is an absolute genius. He's a top tier player. He's on 72. He did it on 65 when he's leveling on 65. Now, he cleared Ember Trek without having a Lily, but you might say he has a Lily, which is Doki Doki. Doki Doki is the best option for you if you don't have a Lily. She does the same thing as speed turn, and she gives you more turns. So if with the Lily you want to speed your teams and you want to recycle their ultimate by clearing the cooldown reduction, you can play Timeweave on your units, and you can play Doki Doki, and she will give you 2 turns before the enemy gets a turn, right? Because this is how good she is. And he played Vice. Vice for controlling the boss and keep taunting the boss. You can go back to back if you are lucky or high effect accuracy, and you can land the taunt on the boss. The boss will do auto attack instead of doing skills, which is absolutely great. He prioritized Sanya. He's a fan of Rahu. He's a big Rahu fan, okay? And he's playing Freya, and this is how he cleared it. He's the first one to clear it, as you see, before anybody else. 1 day before, I think, everybody else he cleared it, or something like that, which is really, really huge. Now, if he's the only one to clear 42. Everybody else are stuck at 35, 29. This is at hard mode, right? At normal, everybody can defeat it, actually, if you put a little bit of effort into it. Now, let me talk about his lineups, because I checked his profile. Thank God he kept his profile open. Why did it go out? Okay, so he cleared Terramatron on Inferno. Does he have a Shadow Sanya? No, he doesn't. So this is basically the lineup that he did to clear Shadow Sanya. I'm trying to get in touch with him. I can't find him anywhere. So if you're watching this video, or you came by to watch this video, please try to contact me. I want to make a video with you. I want to talk to you. I want you to explain everything that you did. Absolute legend. So he used Fangus, probably. We all are maxing Fangus right now. Now, I will tell you the build in my logic, how I did go and max him or build him up, but it's up to you if you want to do that. So he used Fangus as a main damage dealer. He's using Doki Doki, of course. So either you want a Lily or a Doki Doki. And if you have a Lily and a Sanya, Shadow Sanya, that would be easier for you. But if you don't have them, you can play Doki Doki. Doki Doki is absolutely an insane unit for turn meter manipulation and speed boosting. Basically, you will go like two times or 3 times before the enemy goes. And he has a Dispeller. The Dispeller is playing Holden. Holden, the new character, is absolutely nice. He does work on Bramble as well. And you can play him on a defensive set, so he will be protected by defense, and he will go and deal a little bit of damages and help you go through the boss. So a little bit of chipping damage with him will be super nice. Of course, Valerian for the protective and the shields and the survivability, and he's playing Freya as well. So Freya is the unit that will give you a defensive buff, attacking buff, debuff the enemy, and will help you with turn meter manipulation when you land debuffs and when you get buffs on your lineup. So this is perfectly nice, because you're gonna get a lot of buffs from Doki Doki and Valerian, and you're gonna land a lot of debuffs with using Fangus and using Holden and Freya. Freya does a debuff with her ultimate, which is really nice. And Fangus with dealing dots on the enemy boss as much as possible. You're gonna go and chip the damages and in the end defeat it. So absolute legend for using this lineup. No Shadow Sanya. It's the only person so far that I saw clearing Shadow Sanya without clearing Terramatron without using Shadow Sanya. Now for Doyoki, I told you he's a big fan of Rahu, so he's an OG player. This guy, I have full respect to him. He's playing Lilith. This is the power of Lilith. He maxed out Lilith. She's consistent with her stuns. She doesn't sleep, but she stuns all of the enemies, which is really, really good. After they have the 3 stacks on her, go and breed her mechanic. We're gonna go and if I get her, I'm gonna max her out because she's, I think, in my opinion, better than Kazuyo the Reverie on Doyoki on the Inferno stage, because she can stun lock the enemy, especially if you have Timeweave on her and if you're playing her on Codex. Yes, the Codex, because you can refresh your ultimate as well if you're playing the Codex. Now, again, you might tell me why you didn't mention the Codex when you talked about Lily, because many characters, we need their ultimate. No, it's depending on the carries. You don't want to refresh their ultimate using the Codex, because some other shells will give you an attack buff, crit damage buff, whatever it is. But if you want to play the Codex, it's also another option for you to reset your skills every 8 turns, because it has an 8-turn cooldown, which will be handy here. Now you can use it on her as well, so you can refresh your ultimate back to back and go and do the debuffs on the enemies, so you can land the stuns. It will be perfectly fine. And with Timeweave, you can reset the cooldown or reduce the cooldown on your Codex as well on her skills, so you can go and actually do that, which is absolutely nice. Rahu, his main damage dealer as a carry also as well, so both of them deal good amount of damage. Rahu, if you build him high on defense, he will shred the boss or the minions on Doyoki. Normal Sanya is his best healer, so he's not using any Linglo. Sanya is amazing, and plus she takes less damage from the enemies, and they have less chances to inflict stun on them. By the way, he's playing Doyoki. It means a Lily, right? But Doyoki is more consistent in my opinion, and with what I saw from these lineups and these teams, because she cleanses debuffs, and whenever you're gonna get a defense break or get an attack break from the enemies, because they do attack down and defense down on you, she can cleanse them with her passives, which is absolutely amazing. And Freya for the attacking buff and the defensive buff that you're gonna gain from her, which will make it an absolutely amazing lineup. Both of these are Inferno. He defeated them so far for Aurora, because he did Viper, right? And he has Rahu and he has Holden. So Viper and Holden will debuff or remove the spell, because they dispel from the boss. Good synergy, and he's playing Doyoki and Linglo as a healer. I think he needs another carry, maybe different than Rahu, because Rahu is not element supporting, or he's green versus the red Aurora. You need somebody that is blue. If you have Born, if you have Shiada, if you have Rosa, anybody that is blue, similar to Viper, you can deal damages. I think it's a matter of time, and he's gonna clear it on Inferno, maybe replacing just Rahu for another damage dealer. Maybe putting Ditting here will help a little bit, or maybe playing anybody that deals single target good amount of damages if he has them. The guy didn't have a Messiah on any run. I checked all of the stages that he did. He started with Leon, then transitioned into Rahu, right? Because he's a Rahu fan, and absolutely destroying everything with these lineups. Now let's check his Inferno. So far with Inferno, he defeated it with Obol, Valerian, Linglo, and Fangus. Okay, I did defeat Inferno, but I couldn't use Obol. I need maybe a little bit to invest in his ultimate, to invest in his first skill, so I can defeat those stages instead of having Shadow Sanya. But and as you see, as I mentioned before, go check Vulcan. I'm gonna keep the link in the description how he defeated Nikonana, actually with using Fangus, Fangus, Linglo, who else? Catchy the Guard and Vice. So Vice, Catchy the Guard, Linglo, and Fangus. And this is the 4 units that he defeated them with. Absolutely a good guide. Now I have Lily, so I didn't use Vice. I used Lily actually to go and rotate. It's more consistent with Lily. I think if he can fit Doyoki here, but Obol is consistent. I'm in my mind, I want to go and build Obol. I think he will be better for immediately killing the boss or trying to kill the boss as fast as possible. But so far I'm not being consistent. It's a 5 run. He have it at 2 stars, for me at 1 star, so it's 5 runs. Out of the 5 runs, I succeed 3 times and fail 2 times on auto, which is not that good, but it's at least something that I can farm from. And Sharon, right now, I didn't completely defeat it, and he did use Fangus as here with Rahu. And he's a big Rahu fan, man. And he's using Freya and Sanya as a healer. Same lineup here, same lineup here. Absolutely defeating, except here he's not playing Fangus, he's playing Holden, because Fangus could not survive the last one with Rengu. So he's playing Holden. So this is the power that he's using on this lineups. Absolutely amazing. He did clear Shadow Flame Hoyan, as you see, Rahu all the day, and he has Doki again. She is a mini Lily, right? Not a mini, even mini Lily. She's the same as Lily, but she doesn't reset skills. He played Bramble 100% on Rahu. He played a little bit of something like Timeweave on Fangus and maybe on her as well, so he can reset the skill cooldowns. And this is what allows him to go and do that. And Codex maybe on some characters, which is really smart of him. And now he's on Heinrich. Heinrich is a little bit hard. I didn't see anybody clear it right now. It like me, I didn't see anybody clear it. Not like nobody cleared it. Absolutely, there's people that cleared everything. And yeah, this is an absolutely amazing. And thank God they show the lineup here. So basically, take a look at this lineup. Absolutely amazing. Even it's a 5-star Vice, not a 6-star. And it's everybody are 6-star. Okay, so Sanya, Rahu, Freya, and Doki at 6 stars. Absolute legends. Now for my account, what did we finish here? 4 losses. What is this? Aurora. Aurora is not consistent for me, but I need to finish the achievement. It's win 10 games. I think I still need 4, so I'm gonna keep doing that until I finish it. And on manual I can do it, but on auto it's a flip coin, 50-50 to win or lose. What did we do actually? Let me show it from here, from the account. It looks better. So on Terramatron, I still don't have a dot team, so I did build Fangus, so I'm gonna play Fangus instead of Ditting. I'm gonna play the exact same lineup that he played, but I don't have a Rahu, so I might play somebody else. And I do have a Holden, but I didn't max his skills. I think I should. And here on Doki I can finish Inferno. I'm just too lazy to go and do manual to try to finish it. But if I want to clear Inferno for the first time, I can clear it on 1-star using this exact same lineup. It works and it goes through that. But on auto, it's not working for me right now. I tried like a couple of times, it didn't work. But in the end, it will work. I will defeat Inferno for her. For Aurora, I still need, I think, to build my Born and max him out. Building Born and maxing him out will clear for me Aurora. Now, you will tell me why Born in specific. Born has an ability on his ultimate to 70% remove or dispel the boss, right? And on 100%, on maxing his third skill, it's 100%. So this is what I'm basically trying to do right now. And as you see here, we did clear Inferno. I used Fangus, Linglo. I used Catchy the Guard and Lily. And yes, you can replace, with this lineup, you can play the exact same one. If you don't have Lily, you can put Vice. Vice will taunt the boss, you can defeat it. And it's a little bit more consistent than me. I should be even more consistent, but I need to build a good set for Fangus. I'm getting his set from different characters that I have. I run him on Timeweave actually when I want to play him. Let me go and show you a little bit how we're doing that. So, or not show you how I'm doing that, but what I'm running on him. So, as you see, I don't have the models on him, but when I want to play him, I saved it on the last one. So Fangus test. This is basically his stat. He goes to 22k HP and 180 accuracy with 241 speed. And it's enough to have 240 speed. It works, by the way. And as you see, some sets are on Kaz, some on Kloss. And yeah, basically the Kloss set with Kaz, because this one has a high speed. I think it has speed. Maybe it has, because it has Timeweave on Kloss. So basically we're playing Swift Rush with Timeweave and it's working completely fine. This one is really decent and it's consistent. I did build him a little bit. So what I did is max his first skill because I want to land more chances on landing his debuff. I did build his passive so I can get the follow-up attack with 50% from other characters other than Lily. And I did stop here. I don't want to continue and building this up. So it will increase the damage multiplier and cooldown reduction. I have Timeweave on him and plus I have Lily, so I don't need actually to build him on this to max it out. What I need is the 100% chance to inflict speed and dot, right? So speed down and dot. Even with 100%, even that when I play his models like this, I get him to 180. So 280% to inflict that, and I still sometimes whiff it. This is how much resistance the bosses have. Which with Catchy the Guard, also I'm playing a test set, which is Freya mainly, and some Kaz and some Marvel sets. I'm running on him Artisan as well with high speed at 235. I want him to be the slowest on my lineup so I can go with all my team. Then I can use him. Then I can go with Linglo and buff the duration of the buffs that he does on critical success. And I didn't max anything out. You don't need to max him. Just give him the HP. Just give him the defense. Maxing this out, I think with the cooldown reduction, he will get a cooldown reduction when you max it out. It will be on No, he doesn't get a cooldown reduction. Okay, so it's a 4-turn anyway. So Timeweave is working perfectly on him. If you want to run him on Timeweave, it will reduce the duration, but it will land you 55%. But because this set is super high built on effect accuracy, so if you're going to see that, it's on 183. Now, the bottom line, if you max his ultimate, you want on 182%, as I understood from Vulcan videos, and you will land it completely most of the time successfully. But if you can't do that, try as much as possible, go with his effect accuracy to 183. For me, it's like 9 out of 10 times he lands his ultimate completely perfectly. Which, what I mean by completely perfectly is land success and critical success completely perfectly, right? Because you have 40%, and this will increase every buff that you have and prolong it for one more turn, and will land 2 duration and 3 duration, 3 turns defense down, or two turns defense down, defense up, 2 turns immunity to debuffs, which is really nice actually. Instead of 1 turn, it goes up to 2 turns. And using Linglo, of course, because I'm using her second skill. With her second skill, when I get these buffs, I extend the buffs for another round, so it will be for 3 turns. Or 4 turns, depending on how many buffs I got and how did I extend them. Absolutely working for me. Now, the characters that I have, if you want to check my box, I know this is a long video so far, but I'm making this for you if you want to go and check that. So this is what I tested finally with Masaya, or Messiah, however you call his name. Yes, I'm playing Revelation on him. I'm playing Harvest. Why I'm playing Harvest? Because he ignores 30% of the defenses, and he already ignores them by 70%, so 100% ignoring defenses on the mobs. For Doyoki, this is easy for me because I start clearing the stage easier and faster. Now, of course, for the hardest, for Inferno, this will be good at the start, and after they drop below 50%, you don't have the luxury of ignoring the 30%. So Fury is better than him. Absolutely, Fury is better on him. I'm having him on crit rate, and crit damage, because I have the full 45% on attack, so I don't need more attack. I need him to crit and land the crit damage. So crit rate is at almost 100%, crit damage at 240, and we're doing good with him actually. Heinrich, I built him on this set, which is the set that I built before and I was testing with. So a little bit of effect accuracy, a little bit of crit rate, and a lot of crit damage. So what I did is crit damage, crit rate, or effect accuracy, and crit rate, and I put on him Codex, of course, so I can land the debuffs and go and another round doing the ultimate and land the debuffs again, so I can go and destroy the enemies. So what does momentum do? It's whenever you have debuffs, you will increase your damages by 6% for every stack, stacking up to 36% at maximum. So we're playing him on that. So my onslaught right now, I'm playing 1-2 onslaught, so 10% increase. You might want to remove onslaught and put something else that will buff your crit rate, maybe play Keen Eye or something like that. It will give you maybe crit damage, crit rate, whatever you want to get. So I have momentum with the crit rate, crit damage. If I want to play on him 3x3, which is 6 on Keen Eye, it will be crit damage, so you're gonna increase it. But I wanted the onslaught. I want the 10% extra in attack, because his attack is not the highest if you don't play anything that buffs his attack. You can play Fury on him, also works. You can play Harvest on him, also works. Fury probably will be the best option to play him on here, because you're gonna get the 10% extra in attack, plus you're gonna get some damages if you have the 6 out of 6. Similar, I think it's similar. Yeah, Fury, I think, because at 6 it doesn't give you anything. You need 8 parts of it. If you can land 8 on Fury, that would be absolutely great, right? Which you want to play like Fury and momentum. Yes, I think I would switch it to Fury maybe and try it out. So 8 Fury, 12 momentum, and this will be perfect. For Claws, of course, we're playing Timeweave, and we're playing the speed, the Swift Rush. For her, I'm playing Bulwark and Swift Rush just for PvP. Here we're playing her on high defense. You might tell me, why are you getting Unbreakable? I'm getting just a little bit of Unbreakable and giving her defense because I'm playing Artisan, because it will buff her with defense and get a shield according to her maximum defense, which is really nice. I'm still testing with Ditting. This is working for me so far. So Fury and Onslaught. Hellkid, whatever I have, I put on him. Linglo also will work for PvP. I'm playing full HP. This is the only best way to play her, right? I'm up almost 40k HP. Absolutely loving it with her. Maybe I need a different shell. This is an old shell. I need to remove it. But playing her with Wellspring for 45% extra HP will make her bulky as hell. And Cure you want it at 8 so you can increase your healing effects if you want to play that. Kazuyo also broken set. Fangus, I told you the testing set, broken set on him. Holden, this is the set that I'm testing with so far in PvP. I'm just clearing people with this set. Absolutely huge. I need to upgrade Artisan. Of course, I finally found one which is decent. Gave him a little bit of HP as well, and he's super bulky on defense. It means he will increasingly increase his damages versus everybody, and he will go with Bramble, increase his counter rate, plus he will counter on his passives. Dinah, here it's a project, I still didn't finish her, and yeah, that's basically it. Now my project is building Born. Born, today is the last day. We still have like 8 hours to finish the X2 event, so I'm gonna build Born and I'm gonna build Vice, right? I'm gonna max Vice, I'm gonna build Born, and try to finish as much Inferno as possible. So far on Inferno, we're doing everything on Hell 4. I couldn't break Inferno. I think Doyoki is the easiest one. I'm gonna break it anyway. And here we did Inferno and Nikonana with 1 star. We did Hell mode on everybody else. I'm gonna try to do the strategy of Shadow Flame Hoyan and Sharon that I saw. It's a budget free-to-play lineup. I'm gonna go and build these characters up to 5 stars, not build their any of their skills, and check if they work. If they work, I'm gonna make a video for you to check it out. This is all summary of my account and the best options to play instead of Lily. If you don't have Lily, if you have a Doyoki and you're benching her, what are you doing? She's a Lily. Like, play Doyoki. She's a Lily, but she doesn't reduce cooldowns. Plus, she doesn't reduce or increase the cooldown of your enemy, right? And you can't go with auto, like twin trick, and attack them. If you want to go and attack the enemy consistently, you might want to play Bramble. If you get hit, you can attack them back and land the dots that you want. If you want to play and reduce the cooldowns, you can play Echoes that reduces the cooldown. As I said, Halloween is the most consistent. You can play the Codex, and you can play Timeweave with reducing cooldowns. So this will be better for your lineup for you without having a Lily. If you don't have Doyoki or Lily, 2 units as good options that you can play, which we showcase, or 3 units. You have Dorothy the Wisher, you have Chiaki the Echo, and you have number 41, which all of them push turn meter. Not all of them give you speed, none of them give you speed, but pushes your turn meter, which is crazy and good. But if you want to play the speed rush, you can play any unit that buffs speed, but I think turn meter boosting is really good, especially with the low cooldown on the skills. And for reducing cooldown, another unit that reduces cooldown, which is really decent, actually you can play her and use that, which is Beyond 10 if you have her and if you want to do that. If you don't want that, you can always play this the Weave set, Timeweave, which is absolutely, you can say, a mini Lily built in every single unit that you have Timeweave on, right? So you have Timeweave, you reduce the cooldown of your skills, and you can go and use them consistently. And the shells, yes, so Codex and Halloween, don't forget about that. These are all the options. With everything, what I understood from everybody, Timeweave with Halloween is your best options so far, because both of them can go and reduce your cooldowns, and you'll be more consistent. You're gonna be spamming skills. So what I'm gonna do is, on my supports, half of my supports will be on Artisan for the shields, and half of my supports will be on Timeweave and Halloween for the recycling of their abilities, especially units that you need, like Fangus. Fangus is, in my opinion, a must play on Timeweave, so he can reduce the cooldown for his ultimate, right? And go and cycle this. Now, if you max his ultimate, it will be 3 turns. And if you can use Timeweave, it will be sometimes 2 rounds. Maybe it will be 1 round if you have somebody else that reduces cooldown, like Beyond 10 or Lily. And yeah, that was it basically for the video. Let me know if this helps you, if you understand, if maybe you missed some of these units and now we opened your eyes on it. I just asked so many players and I saw so much replays, and yeah, they cleared all Infernos with no Lily. Basically, most of them has Shadow Sanya, or they're playing Fangus with Doyoki. If you don't have Doyoki and Shadow Sanya, Fangus with Obol, and if you can play anybody that rushes that and the sets that we talked about. And yeah, that was it for the video. I'll be seeing you in the next one.